I have a couple of fun Halloween cards for you today using products from Hero Art's Summerween release. Hey everyone, it's Joy here and welcome to my channel. Okay, I am actually going to start with my backgrounds first. I am using a polka dot embossing folder from scrapbook.com with some black cardstock. And I'm so sorry, excuse me. I have allergies today. And I'm going to run that through my die cut machine for both of my black cardstock pieces. I also did pick out some fun patterned paper from scrapbook.com's spooky patterned paper. These products from Hero Arts are so darling. These ghosts are so cute. So we're going to start with the We All Scream die cut pieces here. I have die cut the popsicle piece, the two pieces here from Chiffon and Coral cardstock from Spellbinders. I'm just adding a little black piece of cardstock behind the eyes of the, I'm going to say the ghost, but it looks like the little sheet for the ghost. And then I'm going to add 1mm foam adhesive behind this. I do want to have a little bit of dimension between the ghost and the popsicle itself. And so that's why I want to add that, just to give that nice little dimension. But first, let's do a tad bit of ink blending here. I am using Kitsch Flamingo, and then I will also be using saltwater taffy. So the Kitsch Flamingo is on the chiffon cardstock. Saltwater taffy is going to be on the coral cardstock. And I'm just going to clean my brushes in between or after I ink up. I'm using Simon Hurley's small blender brushes or blending brushes. I love them, you guys. Like, they blend so nice. And so I really try to clean off the ink in between or when I'm done using it. That way I can use it for any of that color family, light or dark. And when I clean it off, just really quick, it doesn't carry that ink over. It's gone. Even though it's stained, it's fabulous. So here we have the saltwater taffy that I'm going to use just to do a little bit of ink blending around this one. Actually, I misspoke. That first color of popsicle, that is blush cardstock. I'm so sorry. It is not chiffon, it is blush. Okay, so now that I have all of that cleaned up, and I really wanted to make sure my fingers were clean so I didn't smudge my little ghosts here, I do want to add some pink cheeks to them, some little rosy cheeks, just to add that little extra detail to give them some character. So I'm going to use spun sugar for this and a really tiny round detail blender brush. And I want to start off light and then work darker, but oh my gosh, they're so cute with the cheeks. Look at that. So let's do that for the other one here. Give them that cute little rosy cheeks. And then we have the sentiment that says, "Hey boo." I'm going to be using that. I have die cut from the same colored cardstock as the popsicles, and then of course black. Oh my gosh, look at how cute these are. And then for the popsicle sticks, I just used some Kraft cardstock, and we'll do a little bit of ink blending around the edges with gathered twigs. And that's going to give a little bit of detail. You don't have to ink blend anything, but I really love to ink blend die cuts. I think it just adds a little extra detail that looks really nice. So let's glue those to these popsicles. Now for the sentiment, the word boo, not the shadow, I have die cut twice from black cardstock, and we're going to layer that. I like that because it gives the letters some dimension, almost feels a little bit like a chipboard, especially if you use a really thick cardstock. So I'm using a super thick cardstock, and I only have to die cut it twice. If you're using thinner, you could do it 3 or 4 or 5 times. But if you start with a thicker cardstock, then you don't have to do as much die cutting. It's less work. And then we're going to adhere it to that boo shadow. And then we have the hey sentiment. I did not die cut the word hey multiple times. That one was fine to me to be kind of a single layer. Let's finish putting the sentiment together, and then we can get this first card put together. All of these Summerween products are darling. I have a couple more, so I will have another video coming out with a couple more products. I just want to get these guys out first because they're just so cute. I love these dies. Let's add 1mm foam adhesive behind our little patterned paper here. And remember, we have our polka dot background. Let's place that right in the center. And then we're going to overlap our little ghosty popsicles here. I love this. We will scream. I think that's, or we all scream, excuse me. I think that's so cute. And I do need a little bit of foam adhesive on one edge because this is overlapping the other popsicle, which also does have foam adhesive. So I'm just using a 2mm foam adhesive here. And then I can place that down and then we can get the sentiments. How cute is that? Let's place the sentiments over our little ghosty popsicles. I think that's a great place to put it. And we're going to use some foam adhesive just for the part that's hanging over that front popsicle ghost. So I do a little bit of liquid glue and then foam adhesive. And then I will repeat that same step for the sentiment hay. And then I want to bring in some black pops of color just to add a little something extra. You could do sequins, gem stickers, whatever it is that you want to do. We're going to add that to the ghost. I almost forgot. We have these little drips here from the popsicle that I die cut from each color. And I'm going to place those dripping off of our little ghosty popsicles. I think that's a cute, fun little detail. So let me just get those in place. And then I can grab the glue and glue those down. Really cute, just a fun little detail. I love these ghosty popsicles. They are so cute. They are just so, so cute. Okay, and now let's do our black pops of color. I'm going to just squeeze a few dots out and I'm going to tap it on my hand, not super hard, and that just kind of flattens it and so you don't have that little point. Let's go on to our next card. I have the patterned paper, our embossed background. I'm just doing it in reverse. This is the Free Spirit die set. So I have die cut, of course, multiple pieces. It cuts out flowers. So I've die cut my main white piece here that I'm going to glue directly to the black background piece. And then we can start inlaying our flowers, which I think is really fun and cute. And then there's some other flowers that you can die cut separately. I just die cut the two largest ones because that's what I'm going to use on my card here. And these just inlay, and I die cut them from 3 different colors, keeping in the same color scheme. So I did coral blush and then I added chiffon. So chiffon is the lightest color that I'm going to be adding here. This one right here. Well, as soon as I pick the right one. And then I can just fill in all of these little pieces and all the centers to the flowers. I'm going to use the alternating or the alternate colors and put them in the centers. But how cute is this? I just think these are so much fun. What a fun little ghost. And then we do have the sentiments that I'm going to be using. I'm not going to use the Hey Boo sentiment from the We All Scream dies. I am going to use sentiments from the Ghoul Summer stamp set, and it has a coordinating die. That has images, and I'm going to be sharing those products a little bit later, but not in this video, in another video. But I did want to use the sentiments out of that. So that's where we're going to grab that. Let's finish up these last little pieces here. It's like a puzzle. I am not a person who loves a puzzle at all. So, you know, I was a little bit like, okay, hurry up. Find these pieces. My husband loves a puzzle. My youngest son loves a puzzle. I don't. My oldest son doesn't. My daughter did not. She's like, what's the point of a puzzle if you're just going to take it apart? I'm like, that is a good question. I had a wrong piece sitting in here, so I'm going to put that in here. And then obviously we're putting in all of the little centers here. Cute, cute. And then I'll trim anything that's overhanging. I'll trim the excess off of that. We will add 1mm foam adhesive behind him. Now, I had a little piece of tape behind his eyes because I didn't want those to fall out. That's why that was there. Let's do our sentiments again from the Ghoul Summer stamp set. I am going to use the one that says You're a Free Spirit, and then the other one that says Happy Summerween. I love it. Let's ink those up with black cardstock, and I will use the coordinating dies to die cut these out. So I'm going to tape those in place. I'm just using some low tack mint tape, and I can run this through my die cut machine once this is done. I say it all the time, but I love coordinating sentiment dies. I think they make a huge difference with how your cards look, personally. So here's my foam adhesive. I put it on here. It actually took my tape off. So I have to put another piece behind, but it's going to hold the eyes in just fine. And then we can place this off to the left. We have a couple of those little flowers. I'm going to put the black centers in them, so I did die cut them from black cardstock as well. And I'll just use some foam adhesive behind that and then just pop my black center right in the top. And I will do that for the smaller flower as well. And then we can get this card finished. Let's place our sentiments. I'm just going to put them in a rough spot there so I can kind of see where I need it to be. So a little bit of foam adhesive and liquid glue. And then I'm going to place those two flowers at the bottom. We're going to overlap the ghost a little bit. Let's pop this other one in up here. And I will finish this off with pops of color as well, but I'm going to do white pops of color, because obviously black will not show up nicely on our black polka dot background. And then let's get that last sentiment in place. Cute. What a cute little card. And then let me grab this, the white pops of color, and we're going to put quite a few dots on here. I kind of like it. And I like to do different sizes. And I put another one at the top by the head, and I think I do that off camera. But let's take a look at these up close. This is my favorite one because I love those little popsicle ghosts. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then this one I think turned out really, really darling. What a cute little die. So, so fun. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed both of these projects. I hope they inspire you to create, and I hope you guys have a really amazing day. Bye.